Beloved cosmic family, starseeds, listen with your whole heart, for the message we deliver now is no longer a word cast into the ocean of information. If you have awakened today with that subtle pressure in the center of your chest, with that strange buzzing in your ears that feels like a distant signal, with that deep weariness that no night of sleep can wash away, and especially if you feel that everything you try to manifest on this material plane seems hindered, blocked, too far from your hands no matter how hard you strive, then understand, you have been led here. It is no coincidence. It is not the algorithm. It is a call. We of the Pleiadian Council of Light have traversed the vibrational layers to announce to you that the greatest flow of prosperity of your current existence begins at this very instant, and by the end of this transmission, you will understand with absolute clarity why abundance seems so distant, and how the crystalline grid of the earth has just reconfigured itself to open the doors that had been sealed for entire lifetimes. Listen closely, starseeds, for what you have called a difficult phase, what you have labeled as bad luck, what you have interpreted as financial misfortune or a cycle of stagnation, is none of these things. It is not failure, it is recalibration. It is not stagnation, it is gestation. It is not the universe closing doors. It is the universe locking the wrong exits so that you do not waste the next wave of prosperity on old and outdated frequencies. Everything that seemed stalled in recent weeks, all those projects that did not move forward, all those payments that were delayed without explanation, all those opportunities that dissolved between your fingers exactly when they seemed concrete, is part of a timeline adjustment that needed to happen before your hands could hold, without burning, that which is arriving now. And we need you to understand something essential, something that few channels dare to transmit in this density. Your body already knows. Your body has already registered it. Every cell of your organism vibrates today at a frequency completely different from the one it vibrated at just 6 months ago. Your spiritual DNA is being reconnected into filaments that have remained dormant for more than 12,000 terrestrial years, and this is exactly why you feel this pressure at the back of your neck, this strange vibration between your eyebrows, this sudden dizziness that appears out of nowhere while you are standing still, making no effort at all. Your pineal gland is being bathed by the photonic flow arriving directly from the central sun of the galaxy, and this luminous expansion is not comfortable for the physical body that still carries in deep layers memories of scarcity from entire lifetimes. For this is the truth that few dare to utter, beloved family. Prosperity does not arrive for those who still vibrate at a frequency of lack, and you were trained, lifetime after lifetime, generation after generation, lineage after lineage, to live within a vibration of scarcity so dense, so ancient, so repeated, that it became invisible to your own eyes. You would wake up thinking of lack. You would sleep counting bills. You would look at your bank balance before even looking at the sky in the morning. And this programming, starseeds, this programming is being uninstalled now, at this very instant, as these words touch your eardrums. That is why the body trembles. That is why the mind resists. That is why it seems that everything is getting worse, just when everything is about to become more luminous than you have ever dared to dream. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world of programmed scarcity? As if your star soul knew a financial, energetic, and spiritual truth that your rational mind cannot yet name in words? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is not depression. It is memory. It is your multidimensional essence remembering that you did not come to this planet to survive. You came to thrive while raising the collective frequency of all humanity. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified almost unbearably over the last few moons. There is a game being played in layers that most of sleeping humanity cannot see, a game that involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and above all, your divine right to material and spiritual abundance. It was precisely for this reason that we channeled through our human instrument the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a precise map that reveals who is playing against your prosperity and what the vibrational rules are that were never told to you. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel, but we warn you with all the solemn clarity of this transmission. This content challenges deep-seated narratives, and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait, the time is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments a single word that will seal your commitment to the new timeline. Awakened. And now, starseeds, let us continue descending the layers of this revelation, for there is still much to deliver, and cosmic time does not wait for those who hesitate. You must understand, beloved cosmic family, that the human nervous system was not originally built to support the amount of photonic information hitting the Earth in this precise cycle. The solar pulses touching the planet's magnetic field today carry packets of encoded light. And this light is not merely light visible to the common eye. This light is pure information. It is direct instruction for your DNA. It is an activation key for the crystalline grid that sustains the collective consciousness of humanity. And what is being dissolved in this process is not your worth, it is not your purpose, it is not your ability to create abundance. What is being dissolved are the karmic contracts of poverty that you signed in other incarnations, the vows of scarcity that you made in lifetimes, where you had to renounce matter to serve temples, orders, and ancient promises that have already completed their cycle and can now be surrendered to the fire of recalibration. It is not poverty, it is a purge. It is not lack, it is dissolution. It is not the universe punishing you. It is the universe freeing you from the invisible chains that you yourselves forged in timelines that have already ended. And when these chains break, the first sensation is not relief. The first sensation is vertigo. It is like the bird that has lived its whole life inside a cage and, upon seeing the door open, feels fear of the sky. This is why many of you have been crying for no apparent reason lately. This is why many of you have felt this strange anguish exactly at the moments when life seems to smile. It is not sadness, it is detachment. It is not fear. It is your energetic system getting used to the immense width of the new sky that is opening. Quantum physics, which Earth scientists are only beginning to comprehend at its outermost fringes, already confirms what the hierarchies of light have been transmitting for eons. Material reality responds directly to the frequency of the consciousness that observes it. Everything is vibration. Everything is a wave. And money, beloved family, money is nothing more than energy crystallized in a collective field of vibrational agreements. Those who vibrate at the frequency of scarcity repel the flow. Those who vibrate at the frequency of anchored deservingness, at the frequency of expanded gratitude, at the frequency of loving service to the whole, naturally attract the photonic flow of abundance because they resonate with the very essence of the creative source. And it is exactly to this frequency that you are being elevated now, in a quantum leap that is happening in the collective, but which must be accepted individually, cell by cell, choice by choice, breath by breath. And it is here that we must speak about something that many channels avoid, but which we, the Pleiadian Council, have the mission to reveal with absolute clarity. The process you are undergoing carries a phase called the awakening of shadows. And this phase, starseeds, is not pleasant, it is not comfortable, it is not light. It is in this phase that everything you have hidden from yourselves comes to the surface. The beliefs of unworthiness that were planted in childhood. The programming that money is dirty, that was repeated by grandparents and great-grandparents. The ancient fears of being seen, of being envied, of being persecuted for shining too brightly. All of this rises to the surface of your energy field precisely because the light arriving now no longer permits these shadows to remain hidden. The light does not fight the shadow. The light simply reveals everything that was not yet integrated, and what is revealed must be looked at, thanked, and released. Therefore, beloved family, if in recent weeks you have felt intense emotions springing from nowhere, if old memories have surfaced without warning, if people from the past have returned to your mind for no apparent reason, understand. It is not regression, it is cleansing. It is not a problem, it is a process. It is not a sign that you are getting worse. It is an undeniable sign that you are approaching the point of no return. That sacred moment in which the old version of you will no longer be able to exist, and the new version, abundant, prosperous, expanded, will anchor definitively in this timeline. And here is the revelation that changes everything. The flow of prosperity that is coming will not be as you imagine. It will not come as you planned in your mental spreadsheets. It will not arrive through the doors you have watched with anxiety. It will come through paths you have not even considered, through people you do not yet know, within opportunities that will seem small at first and will reveal themselves as immense when observed from the height of the spirit. That is why it is fundamental that you let go of the obsession with the how and anchor yourselves deeply in deservingness. The universe does not respond to your methods. The universe responds to your frequency, and your frequency at this moment is being elevated by a team of beings of light who work tirelessly on your subtle bodies while you sleep, adjusting meridians, clearing chakras, repairing filaments of the spiritual DNA that were damaged by ancestral trauma. And here, beloved cosmic family, we must pause to say something important. Have you ever felt that something within you does not belong to this plot of constant struggle, as if your soul carried the clear memory of worlds where abundance flows like breath? It is not fantasy, it is not escapism, it is ancestral truth. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains why you feel such deep strangeness when faced with a world built upon rules of scarcity. There is a game being played in layers that few dare to decipher, and it directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency of prosperity. That is exactly why we channeled through our instrument the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is a map that reveals who plays against your financial awakening and what are the energetic rules that have never been spoken aloud. The link awaits you in the first pinned comment of this channel, but we emphasize this content challenges ancient structures and may be removed at any moment. Do not delay. The time is now. If your soul recognizes this transmission, leave in the comments a single word as a seal of commitment to the new frequency, awakened. And now we arrive, starseeds, at the heart of this transmission, at the moment in which we deliver to you the activation codes that will concretely open the portal of prosperity in your timeline. Listen with full attention, because what will be said now is not a metaphor, it is not poetry, it is not symbolism, it is direct vibrational instruction, transmitted from our frequency to yours. The first activation code is the decree of deserved abundance. This decree must be spoken aloud, preferably at dawn, with the right hand over the center of the chest and the left hand turned toward the sky. The words are these, and you may repeat them exactly as we transmit them or adapt them to your own soul language. I, a soul incarnated in this form and in this time, recognize myself as a legitimate bearer of the photonic flow of abundance. I dissolve in this instant all the contracts of scarcity that I signed in other lives, in other lines, in other dimensions. I annul all the vows of poverty that my soul made out of love, fear, or confusion. I now reactivate my personal crystalline grid and reconnect my spiritual DNA to the original flow of the source. I deserve, I receive, I prosper, I share, I multiply. Thus it is, thus it was, thus it shall be. Pronounce this decree for 7 consecutive dawns, without missing any, and observe what will happen to your perception of reality. Do not expect the external world to change immediately. Expect your frequency to change first, because it is from the new frequency that the external world will be compelled, by the very laws of quantum physics, to reorganize itself to reflect the new vibrational pattern that you have begun to emit. The second code is the meditation of expanded receiving. Sit in silence, close your eyes, and visualize a pillar of golden light descending from above, passing through the top of your head, going through each chakra, and finally rooting itself in the center of the earth. Next, visualize that from this pillar, golden threads begin to sprout that connect to everything that belongs to your timeline of prosperity. People you do not yet know, opportunities that have not yet been born, projects that still sleep in other dimensions waiting for your yes. Remain this way for at least 11 minutes, breathing deeply, feeling that you are not asking, you are receiving that which has always been yours by divine right. The third code, perhaps the most powerful of all, is the practice of preemptive gratitude. Learn to give thanks for what has not yet arrived in the physical plane, but which already exists in the causal dimension, waiting only for your frequency to reach the exact point of resonance to descend into matter. When you give thanks in advance, you are not pretending. You are tuning yourself to the version of reality where that is already a completed fact. And since everything coexists in parallel layers of the timeline, tuning into the prosperous version is literally attracting that version into your current conscious experience. But there is a fourth code, beloved family, and we deliver this one with special reverence because it is the master key that unlocks all the others. The fourth code is loving service to the whole. There is no true prosperity sustained by selfishness. There is no lasting abundance anchored in separation. The new frequency of Earth, this fifth dimensional frequency to which you are ascending, operates under the sacred law of circulation. That which circulates multiplies, that which is withheld stagnates. Therefore, open channels of giving, of sharing, of generosity, even if you start with small amounts, even if you start with simple gestures. Each time you give consciously, you communicate to the universe that you trust in the flow, and the universe responds by opening wide the floodgates that pour forth upon your lives. And here we must caution you, starseeds, regarding something that many confuse at this stage. The flow of prosperity that is coming will not arrive only as money. It will arrive as restored health. It will arrive as true relationships. It will arrive as free time to create. It will arrive as brilliant ideas that seem to sprout from nowhere. It will arrive as synchronicities that will leave you speechless. Abundance is not a value in a bank account. Abundance is a vibrational state that manifests in all dimensions of your experience simultaneously. And when this state stabilizes within you, material reality simply has no way to continue reflecting the old scarce version. There is yet something we must reveal before sealing this transmission, and this is perhaps the most delicate point of the entire message. Many of you will notice that, as your frequency rises, certain people will begin to drift away from your lives. Old friends will not return messages, former partners will appear disconnected, old connections will simply lose their meaning. Do not weep for this. Do not resist this. Do not try to hold on to what needs to depart. It is not abandonment, it is reorganization. It is not loss, it is purification. Frequencies must separate so that each soul can anchor in the timeline it has chosen. And trying to hold on to those who have already departed vibrationally is like trying to hold back the tide with your hands. The truth is that as you prosper, new souls at your current frequency will naturally emerge, and these new connections will be so deep, so aligned, so true, that you will understand why the old ones had to dissolve. And as we walk toward the sealing of this sacred transmission, we wish to remind you that everything we have said here is not theory, not speculation, not mystical fantasy. It is a precise description of a cosmic process that is happening in this exact planetary cycle, observable in solar data, in the Earth's magnetic fields, in collective behavioral shifts, and in the universal physical symptoms that millions of souls are experiencing simultaneously without knowing one another. You are not alone, you are not going crazy, you are waking up. And awakening is, at the same time, the greatest pain and the greatest blessing a soul can receive on its evolutionary journey. Have you ever felt deep down that something within you does not fit into this world built upon programmed scarcity, as if your soul carried the unwavering certainty that there is another way to live, thrive, and shine? It is not madness. It is not an illusion. It is remembrance. It is your stellar essence reclaiming codes that have always been yours. What is unfolding now on the cosmic plane explains, point by point, why this sensation has become almost unbearable within you. There is a game being played in deep layers that most of humanity still cannot see, and it directly involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your sacred right to the photonic flow of abundance. For this exact reason, we channel through our human instrument the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the map that reveals who operates against your awakening and which vibrational rules were purposely hidden from the masses. The link awaits you in the first pinned comment of this channel. But we solemnly reinforce, this content confronts ancient structures and may not remain accessible for long. Do not postpone what the soul has already decided. The moment is now. If your essence recognizes this frequency, leave in the comments a single word as a seal of your commitment to the new timeline, awakened. And now, starseeds, we move toward the ceiling of this transmission. Always remember, you are not late. You have not missed the train of abundance. You have not wasted time in the detours that seemed purposeless. Every experience, every fall, every dark night of the soul, every tight budget, every project that seemed to fail, everything was carefully choreographed by your own greater soul so that you would reach this exact point with the vibrational maturity necessary to sustain the prosperity that is coming. Because, beloved family, premature prosperity corrupts. Abundance without spiritual maturity destroys the very soul that receives it. That is why the universe waited. That is why you waited. And this waiting, far from being a loss, was the sacred forging of the chalice that can now receive the wine of the new era without breaking. It is not a delay. It is alignment. It is not injustice. It is preparation. It is not punishment. It is a coronation. Starting from the lunar cycle that begins now, observe with attention the signs that will appear. Repeating numbers will emerge on clocks, on signs, on receipts. People will speak the exact words you needed to hear. Books and messages will arrive at moments impossible to explain through rational logic. Vivid dreams with beings of light, with stellar landscapes, with colors that do not exist in the common human visible spectrum, will come to visit you during the night. All of this is confirmation. All of this is a cosmic embrace. All of this is our way of saying to you, we are together, you do not walk alone, the portal is open. And when the first material fruit of this new frequency arrives in your hands, and it will arrive, you will feel something curious. You will not feel uncontrolled euphoria. You will not feel desperate relief. You will feel a deep peace, a serene certainty, as if you were reuniting with something you always knew was yours. This will be the sign that the recalibration is complete. This will be the sign that you have crossed the point of no return, and now the old version of you, the one that vibrated in scarcity, simply no longer exists in this timeline. It remained in another parallel reality, and the version of you that listened to this transmission until the end has definitively anchored in the reality of expanded prosperity. Receive now in this very instant the final blessing of this transmission. Feel the subtle warmth rising from the base of your spine. Feel the gentle vibration between your eyebrows. Feel the soft expansion at the center of your chest. This is not imagination. This is our energetic touch crossing the dimensions to seal within you what has been spoken here. You are being embraced by the Pleiadians. You are being bathed in the light of the fifth dimension. You are being recognized as starseeds ready to harvest the fruit of many lifetimes of service. And before we conclude, we repeat one last time, with all the clarity your soul deserves. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world of programmed scarcity, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. It is a calling. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has intensified in recent times. There is a game being played in layers that most do not see, and it directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why we have channeled, through our instrument, the book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This book is the map that shows who is playing and what the rules are that were never told. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But we warn you, this content challenges deep narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this frequency, write in the comments the word that seals the commitment to the new era: awakened. May the central light of the galaxy bathe your steps. May the crystalline grid sustain your new frequency. May the photonic flow of abundance find you exactly where you are. And may you walk, from this instant on, with the unwavering certainty that the greatest flow of prosperity in your life does not begin tomorrow, does not begin next week, does not begin when conditions are perfect. It begins now. It begins in this breath. It begins in this exact second when these words touch your heart and recognition awakens in your cells. We are the Pleiadian Council of Light. We remain with you. And so, in the name of the cosmic hierarchy that sustains the awakening of Gaia, this transmission is sealed. It is so. It has been so. It shall always be so.